Hi, we're gonna talk about our project. The title is The Illusion of Protection. It contains nature through care and control, and it's made by Ken Lee and Tong Lee. Now I'm gonna talk about our content. It's displayed to three parts. The first is project background. The second is material analysis, and the last is project reflection. At the beginning of this project, our goal was to explore the relationship between human and nature. We wanted to use real nature material in our artwork, so the piece could directly connect with the nature world. And at first, we thought the idea was about protecting or preserving nature by collecting plants and nature elements. It felt like we are showing appreciation for them. But as we worked on our installation, we began to think more carefully about this idea. We started to realize that when humans collect nature materials and place them in an artwork, they are also changing the original context of those materials. This becomes the starting point of our projects and the main concepts we wanted to explore. And then I'm gonna talk about the material analysis. In our installation, each material has a specific meaning. The lavender represents a living plant that normally grows in soil and is part of the nature ecosystem. In our artwork, it is cut and dried. We show how something living can be turned into an object for display. And then is the wood shaving and paper fragments. Those represent trees that have been perceived by humans, and they show how natural elements can become resources or material after human intervention. And the glass jars represent containment. It looks like it protects the nature material inside, but actually it also separates them from their original environment. Meanwhile, the shoelaces tied around the jars emphasize the idea of restriction and control. And altogether, those materials show how natural elements can change when they are collected, perceived, and organized by humans.
And I'm gonna talk about our project reflection. While working on this project, I start to see natural materials in a different way. At the beginning, I thought we were simply protecting nature by collecting and arranging these elements in our artwork. It feels like we were preserving something natural and showing appreciation for it. But during the process, I realized that once these materials are removed from their natural environment, their meaning just begins to change. A plant that normally grew in a soil and is part of a living ecosystem becomes something that is derived, displayed, and observed by people. This experience made me think more about how humans interact with nature in everyday life. Sometimes we believe we are caring for nature, but our action can also transfer it and maybe separate it from the environment where it originally belonged. Through this project, we start to understand nature in a different way. Instead of seeing it only as something that humans use or perceived, I begin to see it as a part of a much longer ecological system that exists on its own. So this project helps me realize that nature is not just something humans manage or control, but part of a living system that has its own value. Thanks, that's all.